Steelix again, and this time we're victorious, so it felt very good to get our revenge, which is why I named the last episode like I did. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to head west to Pewter City. I want to kind of go backward through this area of Kanto, and then maybe head back to the Johto region. So what I'm actually going to do first is see how many Pokeballs I have. I'd actually like to purchase maybe a couple of Great Balls or Ultra Balls just in case I see a really cool Pokemon that I want. So we're going to go 4 of those. And then I keep getting poisoned, so I would really like a couple of antidotes. I'm actually going to keep 5 with me. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk to a few people in town here and see what else there is to be had. Okay, so this way, I believe, is Saffron City. Okay, let's just check a couple of the houses here. Saffron City Bike Shop. Oh, I would actually like a bike. So I can't seem to sell any of my bicycles. Where is that? Alright, there we go. I would love for a company to do perhaps something similar with me. Hey, could you just use my product and advertise it for me? I would love to. Assuming that it's a decent product after all. Let's see, I play with Pokemon, you got 3 trades. What do you have? He just says, oh, I'm so happy. Well, okay, cool. I thought maybe he would trade something to me. What do you do? Are you collecting Kanto? Yes, I am. I'm collecting both, actually. Some of these people just don't say anything useful at all. What about you? Crosswitter has a lot of horribly powerful Pokemon. I bet it does. I don't find her is responding. Great. Okay. So, the last Pokemon that we need is Stamp out 3V and make the city friendlier. What I actually need. Oh, that's cool. They're saying just Diglett coming through the floor. Not ideal for home ownership, but whatever. Route 24, his house is out on the water. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I forgot what's this direction and why. It's locked. Oh, there's a sign. Oh, okay, that's just a house you can buy. Okay. I've kind of forgot what goes this way. Oh, I think that goes to that route that ends up going south. Okay. I can't get distracted here. I'm just going to go to Pewter City like I had planned. Let's go ahead and, whoops. Let's go ahead and check our Pokemon here. Okay, Birdo actually needs to level up a little bit, so let's keep Birdo there. Alright, now, moment of truth. What level do we think the wild Pokemon are going to be? Do we think they are going to be mass I stated, the views on this series are nowhere near most of my other videos. It's just something that I like doing, so any of you watching now, I can't thank you enough for being what I consider some of my most loyal viewers. So thank you. Let's see if we can get this ferret taken down here. So my goal for this evening is to go to Brock's gym, defeat the gym leader there, Brock, and maybe revive my fossil there at the Pewter Museum. I believe they can revive my fossil. I know Cinnabar Island could because we talked to someone there at the lab, but we can do that and then head down to Pallet Town. Once we get to Pallet, I would like to then perhaps head back to Johto for a bit. Okay, I'm actually getting lit up here. No pun intended with the ponytail. I'm actually going to switch to Grapple. I actually haven't decided for sure which area we are going to explore after Pallet Town, but hopefully we kind of find something along the way that sparks our interest. In the back of my mind, I would really like to go to Pewter City, which is my favorite city in the Kanto region, and explore the Safari Zone. I think it would be fun, but it's kind of out of the way in terms of kind of how we got there, or got here rather, but we'll see. Maybe, you know what I really should do? I should catch, why can't I can I not get around? I don't think I can. Okay, I really should just capture a Pokemon like Sparrow. That way I could use Fly. But with the type of playthrough that I'm utilizing here, I would feel a bit bad to utilize a Pokemon just for an HM. But I might end up doing that. Anyway, we'll see. I need to switch out Birdo because I'm wasting time by having to switch it out. Alright, let's go surf here. Spicciotto is kind of bulky and hits decently hard. And of course the trainers are just about the same level as I am, so it's a pretty fair fight. Of course, if that's assuming that I don't switch into Lovelord or Mini. This should... Great. Just missing with the tackle. That's inopportune. Alright. Someone in the comments, maybe one of you watching now, told me last time that my Grapple was getting close to evolving. Now the reason that I have no idea when Krabby evolves is because I've never utilized a Krabby once in my entire life. And it's one of those Pokemon that only evolves one time that I feel like just their level that they evolve at is just kind of random and hard to remember. Pokemon that come to mind in that category are Coughing, Grimer, Krabby, Sparrow. Pokemon like that are just always hard for me to caves, I would like Birdo to gain a level or two here. Let's go ahead and get a quick heal. I think I'm actually going to utilize one of these flying types until I get a flying type that I really want. I don't think I need to use Spearow, but I really wonder how I get up there. It must be from the cave. Okay. Once again, can't get distracted. Going to take this battle here. Oh, I don't have Flash, which I think I would need to get through that cave, right? Where do I get Flash at, and why have I played the games this long without getting it? That's kind of strange to me. I believe I need Flash, but maybe not. I always forget if Flash is for Rock Tunnel or Mount Moon, or both. I get the two mixed up a lot. Alright, just one more hit should do it, and I should definitely level up here, which would be great. I feel like I've been affected by status conditions like this entire playthrough. Whether it's, okay, what is this? Sharpen. What does Sharpen do? For Sharpen, let's see. I'm going to switch conversion to. I've never used it, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with Sharpen. Alright. This is Mount Moon Square. It's just up these stairs. What's Mount Moon Square? What is that? Let's see what I encounter here. I'm trying to think of what flying type of Pokemon I would prefer to have as a permanent member of the party. Okay, well, I don't need Flash so far, so that's good. Let's see what that TM was. I've got some decent TMs, honestly. Okay. Let's go. Anyway, I can't decide which flying type I would prefer to have. Wait, is this how did I already get a fossil here? I'm really confused. Okay, never mind, it's just the Helix fossil. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I was just thinking of the members playthrough of Pure Blue, in which I got the fossil. Okay, so I was mixing up the two playthroughs. My apologies. So if you haven't, if you're not a member, there's a little preview. We recently got a fossil and are working on a revival in that playthrough. So I was really confused there. Like, as soon as I saw that fossil, my mind just kind of melted, and I was trying to trace back, like, wait a minute, how did I already come through Mount Moon? But I sailed to Cerulean City on the ferry. I was very confused there, so that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so now that I know what's going on, let's go ahead and try to make it through Mount Moon here. Good thing that I setup and story of that game, I actually don't remember as much as I thought I did. It's a lot more blurry, and I guess it's just been that long since I've played it through Generation 2, but I guess that makes sense. I've played so many Pokemon games that they a lot of times just run together for me. Let's see what level this Paris is. I'm always like scared to see what level these Pokemon are at this point. I also feel like I'm taking a lot of damage now. I'm constantly having to heal or go back to a Pokemon Center, which is annoying, but part of it. I really wish that I had Rock Smash because I've encountered a lot of smashable rocks dating all the way back to our origins on Cyanwood. Let's see what we have. In this game at this point, I'm just always expecting something completely random, but then again, I'm quite often bombarded with the same Pokemon over and over. A la the Pokemon in the mansion in which we bashed our head against a wall for about an hour. Wonder if I have any repels left, because I have a feeling that it's going to be a lot of the same. It's always cool to, wow, there are a lot of TMs in this game. It's always cool to encounter the random Clefairy, but I don't need a Clefairy right now in this playthrough, so it's not something that I'm concerned about. You know what, yeah, let's go ahead and take this battle. I was considering switching from Birdo, but I'm going to just go for it. Hopefully I can beat this child here without too much trouble. I'm going to use Dry Attack. I feel like my Psybeam will just not be very effective. Look at that, what a choice there. The classic double slap that hits more than twice. Always a really strange attack. Let's see what it does. I was correct to use Dry Attack. I should have stayed with my gut there. Alright, Dry Attack. And there we are. Should be a decent amount of XP. What? That might be the closest I've ever been to leveling up without actually leveling. That's crazy. Okay, Gligar is a ground. Is it just ground poison? Or is it just ground, or is it just ground poison? I believe it's ground poison. So I'm going to stick with the Psybeam. With that said, what did everyone think about the Gliscor Man video? I was really excited to do that video, and I had a ton of fun with it. It was definitely one of the more expensive videos that I have done, just based on like the costume I had to put together, because I had kind of a specific look in mind, but it was worth it. I had that character planned for, I would say, at least six months or something like that, but then I had my injury and I had to kind of put it off for a while. But I was really happy how it turned out. I'm going to use it on Grapple. I don't like the vitamins to just be sitting in my inventory because the earlier you use them on your Pokemon, the better. Wow, look at that. Super potion. Exactly what I needed. I remember when I first played Crystal, when I was young, I was really struggling with the Elite Four. And I remember I thought the game was very difficult at that point. The thought of having to go through the entire Elite Four without going to a Pokemon Center was just insane to me, and I was very discouraged. And I remember, of course, leaving and training because just being a child and playing through the game for the first time, my Pokemon weren't, they weren't very well leveled or anything like that. I probably had a terrible team, composition-wise. And I remember that the first thing that I did after being defeated by the Elite Four for the first time was I went to the department store and I purchased a bunch of vitamins, which, if you remember, were extremely expensive, because I remember when I used one, it said, like, your attack increased. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to boost my attack a bunch. I had no idea what, like, EVs were or anything like that. I had no idea how it worked. And of course, I immediately then went and re-challenged the Elite Four and saw no difference. Obviously. So it's just one of those funny memories that I have from the early days of playing Pokemon that just make me smile now, because that's kind of the fun of video games, is just learning as you go and discovering things about the game that are new to you. So it was a lot of fun. Until, wow, I really like how Azumarill looks. One thing that I feel like is lost on a lot of newer Pokemon games are is how the Pokemon look in game, how they are presented. There's something about the sprites before the move to 3D that had a lot of variance. So, for example, Azumarill is not a very big Pokemon, but the sprite is enlarged, and you get a really good up-close look at what the Pokemon looks like. It shows a lot of its features and emotions, and there's just something really pleasing to the eye about some of these early sprites. Dragonite's sprite in this game really stands out to me as well as one of those examples, and I feel like if you compare, just using Azumarill as an example, if you compare the 3D model in the newest game, or even just like Violet or Scarlet, and you compare it side by side to how that sprite looked right there, that sprite is undoubtedly cooler looking, and I feel like, strangely enough, has more detail than the 3D sprite. instead of that, they had like the mainline games, but then they had a continuation of the 2D style games. To me, the 2D style games would just be really desirable. And I just think that Pokemon is one of those games that just really lends itself to 2D and sprites. And maybe that's just nostalgia speaking, but I have heard that opinion elsewhere, so I doubt that I'm the only one with that opinion. But, of course, artwork and anything like that is purely subjective, so take that with a grain of salt. Alright, we are going to switch to Birdo and see if we can get like one big hit here, because I did pick up those revives. So I can revive Birdo if indeed there is a knockout sustained. Wow, I should have been paying attention there. Perfect. Okay, so Midnight. Let's see what you can do with the highly variable Psywave. It's super effective. Excellent. Alright. Attack missed. Psywave continues to disappoint. And poisoned. Off to a great start. Let's try this again. Please, please, please. Big hit, big hit. Terrible. Alright, Shadow Ball. It is. I don't know why I didn't just go with the Shadow Ball right off the bat. I always forget that Psywave does not do psychic damage. Just really irritating, but I digress. Okay, please live. Perfect. Leftovers are really coming in clutch for me here. And Shadow Ball wins another fight. There we are. Midnight is slowly but surely, and there we are, Psybeam. Goodbye, Psywave. Midnight is slowly but surely becoming powerful and approaching level 30, which is awesome and well deserved. Alright. Let's go. So, alright, so I forgot. Good thing that I picked up those antidotes. So we've got an antidote for Midnight. We have a max potion for Birdo. And we will continue. Let's try to get out of here. What is that? How do I get down there? Whoops. Okay. I really want whatever that is. I've never in my life seen a blue Pokeball in the overworld. What is this? 5 Great Balls. Okay, that was extremely underwhelming, and I'm actually really mad. 5. Why would they make them blue like that? That was super misleading. I just want out of here at this point, and I feel like this is even more of a maze than what it was originally. My mood has been completely ruined by the Great Ball fiasco. Okay. Okay, I think this is finally the way to the entrance. Someone vandalized the sign. It says expansion. I would say expansion of this cave. What is this? I am Tico. Nice to meet you. Hello, Tico. Take a look at this spot on the ground. Do you see these indentations on the dirt? No. These are Pokemon footprints. As an ace trainer, part of my job is to keep an eye on the local those looked like Clefairy footprints. Cleffa, okay. Is it instantly a Cleffa? No, a Sandshrew. Just spoiling all of the fun. Okay. Goodbye, Sandshrew. I want to see where this guy went. And Lemon. I really want to see where Lemon went. I can tell you what, I am not interested in any expanded area of the cave. So if this is it, wait, there's light. Where am I? Oh, this is like the Mount Moon Peak that's in Generation 2. I forgot about that. And there's no one here. Great. What's happening here? Wait, here he is. Good morning. Just missed the moon. You want to know why I'm here? There's a strong connection to the moon in this area. I see Pokémon under the moonlight. I don't have much else to do between. What is Tico? Would I like to battle? I can't resist. Let's go ahead and battle Tico. This might be insane. I can tell by the music that this is no ordinary. This music is honestly insanely good. What is this? I know it might not be coming through well in this video, but this music is incredible. Okay, this is going to be insanely difficult, isn't it? Tofekberto, that's what I like to see. Did anyone notice that I'm gonna use Sharpen once. Attack went up. Okay, that's not what I was wanting. Did anyone notice that my Psybeam now has 32 power points? Like, does it usually increase by that much? I thought it only increased by like 1. Okay. Because now I have 32 uses of Psybeam, which is awesome. If I knew that it had increased. Okay, yeah, so the Rain Dance Thunder combination, that's gonna be great. If I knew that it increased by that much, I would not have used all 3 on the same attack. Okay, Tico, what can we do? We're gonna use, I should have used Sunny Day to get rid of the Rain Dance. In fact, I probably will. Lovelord is not here to mess around. You start bringing out Rain Dance Thunder combos, I'm going to go ahead and use Lovelord at that point. Because this is obviously no ordinary trainer. And I'm slightly underleveled with most of my Pokemon. But at least okay, so there's the Sunny Day. Wow. What do you think is coming next? Perhaps a Solar Beam counter to any water Pokemon that I plan on using. Yeah, I would assume so. So we're going to go ahead and switch Lovelord back in to absorb that hit. Okay, now just Flamethrower. Okay, I should have kept Grapple in, but still hit really hard. faster than me because I would be able to hit it after that dig. Okay, I almost had it. That poison should finish it off here before it's able to land this attack. Perfect. This is going to be a pretty tough battle. About to use a lantern. Okay. I do not have a good counter for lantern, but it's definitely not the Loft Lord. Man. I may just go with Mini just as a strange neutral type and try to get some poison out. That's a really cool looking sprite. See, just like that, I feel like that sprite does more for Lantern than the 3D model. Alright, we're going to use Minimize first. Perfect. Sarcasm, of course. We're going to need to not get hit every single time. Alright, so we're gonna go Poison Gas next. And Excellent still hit me anyway, so that's ideal. I can tell you this. Why did that not affect? This is going terribly. If I faint here and get sent back to Cerulean City, I will not be going back through Mount Moon. We will be heading somewhere else, I assure you. Alright, so let's just try to land a dynamic. That's 4 straight surf hits with a minimize. So much for that strategy. Okay, that went terribly. We are in deep trouble. Deep trouble. We are going to try to use our patented Confusion Ray combo with poison. We're going to need some really good luck here, and we did not get it. Alright, so that's great because we have a fire type as our strongest remaining Pokemon against this seemingly invincible Lantern. Why has the poison not damaged it once? That's my biggest question. This Lantern has had the absolute best RNG I've seen in this playthrough so far. Shouldn't the poison still hit here, or am I just completely off on that? I guess not, since it's I'm having to bring in a new Pokemon every time. It still hit through the smokescreen, through the confusion. That's one thing about these, custom trainers on this game. Sometimes they feel like they are just, a little bit unfair, but I don't also want to complain. Oh well. Tico destroyed us, and here we are at Cerulean City. Okay, so